Hey, what's up traders? Welcome to another weekly Forex forecast. So we got a US election behind us. It was quite not that much volatile as I expected, but some manipulations has happened and markets are just absorbing what has happened, right? So I hope you all are glad that Trump has won because I think it's positive for long term for the markets, especially for the crypto where we all expecting this big bull run, right? So right now we are looking to the dollar index and what has actually happened in here. So we have seen a slight drop down in here, right? And then overnight price has opened with the gap and shoot up above those previous month highs, right? So what is going to be happening next, right? If we look to the COT data, I have actually shared them for you, all of them in my Telegram channel. So just go there and you can see that on the dollar index, we actually can see that market makers are simply 50-50, right? So they almost have no positions. But still, remember, this is a data posted, reported on the Tuesday, and they been released by SEC on the Friday, right? So we still have this 3 days gap and this delay because we are retail, right? So let's check the other ones and we will see what's going on in here. I have also today, I have included the S&P because it's quite interesting because we can see we have a 120k net long positions, which is a 10 years historical biggest positions, right? And we can see they basically has closed huge shorts and they are slightly adding longs, right? But they're doing it for quite some times. So the market has been actually pricing in the Donald Trump victory, right? So you can see how the shorts has been decreasing, right? And the longs increasing, right? So it's for the S&P. Here is a euro. On the euro, we can see that the positions has been closed. There was some shorts closed, but not any big longs added yet, right? So longs still been decreasing, but we will put it into the context on the charts, right? So let's look to another one, and it's actually a pound. On the pound, we can see the decreasement in the net positions, and also some longs has been closed last week and added shorts, right? So it seems like bearish, but we will see on the chart and we will try to decode what probably has happened because as I said, we don't have the data for the last 3 days, right? This is Aussie. Aussie, in my opinion, the strongest currency. We can see that shorts are being constantly closed, right? So as the price is dropping lower, as the price is going down, they are closing the shorts, but they did not build any longs, big ones yet, right? Anyway, in my opinion, one of the strongest currencies right now. So this is this Aussie, and here is a USD CAD. USD CAD, be careful, this is not data for the CAD, but USD CAD, and we can see that the longs are being increasing, right, quite significantly, right? And here is the USD JPY. We can see again from the quite negative in here, it has flipped into the positive right again now. So I think that yen is going to be quite weak, so Aussie JPY could be quite good trade. Here is gold. We can see that after reaching quite significant longs in here, there is a profit taking, right? And slight shorts has been added. So in my opinion, gold will go lower just based on this data. And this is a Kiwi where we can see that they basically closed the longs and they have added the shorts, right? So that's for the data. Still, we need to know one important thing, right? Where is the dollar index right now? So let me bring this chart like this, right? So we have it like for the whole year, and we can see where was the most trading happening, right? And we can see that it was basically in here, right? So around this level was the most traded during this year. So what I think is going on in here, right? We have 50-50% on the COT data, and as you can see, let me bring more in here. The price has dipped below this low and touched this nice order block, and since then, as it's been consolidating in it, since then it's going up, right? So where it will most likely go? If I see something like this, that this significant low has been taken and such a reaction on this order block, I think that we need to reach some opposing levels, right? So it would be most likely this level or this level also, right? As well as we are looking at it right now as in this whole year perspective, because we can see here is a yearly open, right? We can also see that basically this can be considered as a accumulation in here, right? Then this is a manipulation. Now we are going to be distributing, right? It can be happening. However, here is one thing which makes me think otherwise, at least short term, because we are now in this, 86 days, actually, I'm sorry, 120 days highs, right? So here is the high, from here, I measure to here, it's a 122 days high. And I simply don't feel comfortable to taking longs on such a highs, right? The truth is that if we are in the distribution phase, this can be a quite sharp move and continuation. However, I would like to see a pullback into, if I measure from this low to this high, right? And here is a 50% of it. I would like to be comfortable to taking a longs in here for this continuation, right? So, I think that the dollar could be bullish, which means my recent analyses are probably not correct on the long term. However, I still think that we will see some manipulation, or it doesn't have to be a manipulation, simply a pullback, probably somewhere into this gap before we will continue higher, right? This is how I would feel I'm more comfortable to trade, right? Also, you can see that the last 2 days of the week was actually traded. Let me see, because I have moved something in here. Has been actually traded in this as this inside bar, right? So you can see this big gap in here. Then you have this Wednesday candle, and then the Thursday, Friday has been traded inside this range, right? Inside nowhere, right? So if for the continuation, I would like to see at least, if not the drop as I said, at least the drop into this gap, right, to fill it, then closing inside, and then potential continuation, right? So that's for the dollar. Let's look to the Aussie. As I said, it's in my opinion the strongest currency at the moment, and let me remove this. Okay, so here is just a price action. So we have, again, price has dropped down into this order block, right? We can see the price has reacted, tried to move a little bit higher, and then it dropped lower in here, right? And since then, it starts to moving higher again. Now we are in here, kind of consolidating, right? This price action, when I see somewhere just this week, I do think that it will most likely go into the at least mid of this week, right? So what could be happening the next week? Maybe the price can drop lower in here, and if it will start to be closing in this range, then target 50% and maybe higher, right? But as said, everything depends on how it will play around this level, right? Because of course I can be completely wrong and the price can go even lower below this wick, right? So let me bring it back to the dollar again. Actually, I forgot to mention that same as I said that I would like to trade it like this. If the price goes above this level and then start to close inside, then I would be more confident with this short, right? Then just like this, right? Because it's just a let's call it breakout, right? And then consolidation, right? So obviously on the lower time frame, right? On the 4 hours, it will be consolidation, right? So yeah. So next, so this is Aussie, right? So that's what I'm seeing on the Aussie. Here is a 4 hours time frame, and we have, this is actually a order block, right? And right now we are trading in it. So all this is a order block, right? So the price action, if we get some bullish price action in here, then potential up move is still possible. Here is pound. Pound is quite tricky one right now because look, we had actually before these elections we had this high and this low, this previous this high, right? This was taken, now it has moved inside, right? What I suspect in here is that if I go to the weekly, I think this level is from the weekly, right? We have this weekly order block in here, right? This last down candle, and we are still somehow trading above it, right? And if we look to the CFTC data, we can see that they basically close longs and they added shorts, right? So I think that something will be happening in here, right? So maybe I will be careful with the longs in here, right? And again, we have 84 days low, right? Even though that we see such a data in the COT data, right? I still need to remind you that it's a data published on the Tuesday, right? So on the Tuesday, somewhere around here, they published this data, right? Which was closing longs, right? On the upside and adding shorts, right? But we don't know what they did in this period, right? So we don't know if they added probably some longs in here, which they could, but in my opinion, for the adding two more longs, it would be below, deeper below this low, right? So I think that something like this is possible, right? So would be interested. I am actually in the long, right? And I have stop loss somewhere below these levels. If stopped out, I will be looking for re-entry. Next one is Euro. Let's look to the daily, right? And in here, let's bring again the whole year chart, right? So right now we are on this low on this order block. You can see this green line, right? This is where this sharp move has started, and it has break this high and this high, right? Now we are getting a pullback into it, a quite sharp move, right? And consolidating in here. So again, I do think that we can break higher. If we don't break higher from here, let me bring lower time frame, right? This looks more like it's still on that level, right? So I cannot just say right now, but if we get below these levels and we get more closes inside, then I'm more confident with the longs, right? If we get strong break lower and close lower, then we're going to the level below, right? So why to overcomplicate it and why be still too bullish? If that happens, then we're going down here, right? So having in my mind both ideas, that both can happen. Here is Kiwi. And again, Euro is on even on the 126 days lows, right? So even though I think that we are bearish, I still think that we still could see some pullback, right? So very cautious. This is Kiwi, New Zealand dollar, right? Again, 90 days low, right? We are in this order block. However, I do think that we will trade maybe a little bit lower. But again, there could be a correction first, right? So look at this. We had a yearly open in here, right? So year has opened, then price has been what doing? Maybe was accumulating in here, right? Then we had this manipulation in here into the yearly open, right? And now we're getting this distribution, right? So will we get some correction in? We can get some correction in here, but then it will most likely breaks lower, right? Like this for this low and these two equal lows, right? So in my opinion, it's bearish, but I think short term we could get some long. This is USDCAD, right? This one, I do think that can reach this high, right? This high. However, if we go to the lower time frame, again, it's 87 days high, right? We're getting this break, then this push up, and now we are consolidating inside again, right? So if you look at the other charts, it looks very same everywhere. And again, for the long, I would like to see a push a bit lower for the more potential for the continuation, right? So very difficult to do any decisions in here because I think that the markets are overall absorbing these elections, right? And you can see since that big candle which has happened during the elections, the price is moving in these last 2 days in these consolidations, right? So for the short, I would prefer to see the taking these highs, right, and then going lower. And for the longs, it would be for me more convenient if we drop below this consolidation in here, right, and then I would like to take long into 50% of this consolidation, right? So right now let's look to some pairs which looks quite good to me, and it's actually GBPUSD looks quite good to me for big swing trade, right? Because if you look again to the yearly action, we can see that the price has opened in down here, right? Here we have the yearly open, then price went higher, then we had consolidation in here, right? Then we got a manipulation, right? Break, right? So people breaking here, then taking out the stop losses, and now in my opinion we have chance for this push down, right? So this is GBPUSD. Also, as I mentioned in the COT data, look, this is GBP. We can see that the shorts are rapidly decreasing, longs rapidly decreasing, shorts increasing, right? And if we look to the Aussie, right? So we can see that it's more bullish than pound, right? So more 60% to 40% more bullish than pound. So in my opinion, this trade is a very nice one. Also, we could have a potential trade on the Euro Aussie, because here we had a similar action, right? So we had again accumulation, right? Then manipulation, and now the price could be distributing. We can have these two equal lows in here. So in my opinion, the price could be dropping lower down here. And then I have USD JPY, and we are actually in here on the, again, if we measure the how many days high it is, you can see it's like a 3 months high, right? 95 days high. We are in the quite strong level. I think it's a nice level. That's where we get this breakout for these lows, right, in here. So it's coming from this level. This is where we are right now. Also, this is a weekly breaker where we are touching it right now. And we just tapped above this previous month high, right, by this daily candle, right? So those who are in my mentorship, you can see we have this C-less range, right? Then we have this daily C-less range. So it can be nice action if we get above here, then for the sell-off, right? So, but be cautious because the COT data are quite bullish, but as you know, it can change quite significantly and sharply. Okay, so let's check the news in the end, and I would like to highlight a Wednesday New York session, CPI, then we have the Aussie overnight at Thursday, and then again New York session for the dollar, and it's ending by the Fed Powell speak and the BOA Bailey speaks in the Thursday. Let me check this Friday. Yeah, and on the Friday also the core retail sales and US retail sales, right? So you can see it's dropping, and overall what I have mentioned in my article, I think it's slowly starting to play, and it will be very interesting. And now completely last thing, guys, I have partnered with the 8K, which is a great broker. So if you're interested in some discount for my services, just go into my channel, open an account, deposit minimum 300. They are regulated with the ISIC, FCA and SISAC. They have MT4, MT5 and mainly the trading view. and great trading conditions, right? So you can find there the links. Just register, let me know, and I will give you a 50% discount to any of my products just until the end of this month. So I see you next week and wish you good luck. Bye bye.